Hey up, guess who? It's me Uncle Mark. With a story for kids. 'Cause everyone's gone a bit stir crazy in this year COVID-19 coronavirus lockdown, so I thought I'd read you a story. It's a story about three dogs, and it's called Three Dogs. This is the story of a shepherd who found himself in jail even though he committed no crime. He was an honest lad, he was from Yorkshire, and his imprisonment was a terrible injustice. How he got there and how he got out, I'll now tell thee. This shepherd lad lived with his father and his sister, but when the old man passed to a better world, all he left them was an house and three scraggly sheep. There wasn't much of an inheritance, and the lad said to his sister, "Well, which would you like, the house or sheep?" And she replied, "I'll take the house, thank you very much." The lad nodded in agreement, and he set off out into the world, chewing on a bit of grass, and driving his three sheep before him. He was determined to make his fortune, and as luck would have it, the next deal he did was rather better than previous deal. On top of an hill, he met a man who had three dogs. A little dog he called Salt, who had a white coat, you see. A mid-sized dog called Pepper, and he wore a black coat. And a great big lad called Mustard, whose coat was sort of yellow. The master of these three animals said, "Your three sheep are fattening up nicely." In truth, they were quite scrawny, to be honest. But the boy just nodded, and he was a Yorkshire lad. He said, "Aye." "I'll tell you what," said man, "I'll swap you. If you let me have them sheep of yours, you can take these of your dogs." The lad thought to himself, shepherd like without the dogs, a bit like a spider without a web. This could turn out well for me. And when he considered it from all angles, he said, "Aye, all right then, let's have a swap." And so shepherd continued on his way to he knew not where, and three dogs followed him with their tails head high. Late in the evening, the lad sat down on a lump of grass and he wiped his brow. "Ooh, that hunger's making me weak," he said. The little white dog called Salt was looking up at him with a big intelligent eyes. She understood exactly what he said and she ran off. So she came back with a basket of food. It was filled with delicious things. Roast partridge, asparagus, whatever that is, and young potatoes with herbs and butter, and Yorkshire puddings. The boy happily tucked into his meal and didn't neglect to share his good fortune with his dogs. And then he was all drowsy. It was a warm night, and it was no hardship to lay his head on a soft mossy bank by a bubbling stream. So he went to kip. Following morning, he was on his way again. Around noon, he was leaning on his shepherd's crook by the side of a crossroads when he saw horse and carriage come towards him. Carriage were painted black and gold as if for a funeral for someone rich and important, and in front were a big coachman all dressed in black. The lad called up to him, "Afternoon, coachman. Pray tell me news. Some important lad or lass died then?" "Oh, no one as yet," said the coachman, "but I've got a fair princess in the back of me coach, and I have orders to feed it to a dragon in the swamp." "Oh, goodness gracious," said the lad. "Why'd anyone want you to feed a princess to a dragon?" "Oh, no one wants it," replied the coachman. "Apart from the dragon that's a bit greedy for his food. He says that we don't give him what he wants, he'll breathe fire and pestilence up the city. And what he wants is the princess. He won't take no other lesser lass in her place. Quite firm he's being. Only the princess will do for him. So I'm sorry to say, she's for it." The boy couldn't see princess, for the curtains were drawn tight over the windows, but he could hear her sobbing. He came over all hot and furious at the injustice. How dare a dragon get above himself, start demanding a princess for his dinner? "Let's ride along with it," said the boy, "and I'll speak to this here dragon and tell him to behave himself a bit better." "Oh, as you like," said the coachman, "but I dare say just breathe fire and pestilence on thee." "Oh, I'll take that risk," said the lad. And so the coach rumbled on. When they reached the edge of the swamp, The boy jumped down, and his 3 faithful dogs had followed him behind, and he heard terrible rumbles, as if from very core of the earth. But actually, it was from the dragon's tummy. Eventually, they saw the beast himself. Horrid, ugly, big fella. Winged serpent it were, with the horriblest breath you ever did smell. The little dog yapped. The big dog barked. And middle-sized dog, the one called Pepper, dived into the swamp and went scrambling and swimming over to the monster. When he reached the dragon, terrible fight broke out. And from where the boy and the coachman were standing, looked like the dragon was about to win. But Pepper got the swamp creature by its throat and killed him. When the job were done, he ran back to the coach with one of the dragon's enormous teeth in his mouth. He dropped the gift at the foot of his master, who rewarded him with no end of praise. Hey, the coachman said, well, the king's sure to be pleased with Punch when he hears how his daughter's been saved from a terrible fate. Oh, I expect he shall be, said the lad. Now I'll be on my way, because I'm impatient to make my fortune. And with that he strode off, followed by 3 faithful dogs. The coachman drove the princess back to the palace, where he went directly before the king to explain how things had turned out. I'm happy to say, sire, that there were no need to feed the princess to the dragon of the swamp, because I gave him a good hiding, and when we wouldn't see no sense, I sorted him out. I gave him a slap, and I killed him. He won't be troubling us no more, nor anyone else for that matter. Oh, good heavens! What surprising and wonderful news! Exclaimed the king, wiping a tear from his eye, because he were pleased, because he got his little girl back. I expect you'll be wanting to be giving me a reward, added coachman, just in case the king, in his joy, had overlooked what were right and just. Oh, yes. You shall have the hand in marriage of my daughter, who you served so gallantly, said the king. The church bells rang out of the city, but the princess did not share in the general rejoicing. Marry that brute of a coachman, she exclaimed. That's me lassie's voice. I'd rather be fed to dragon. The king could not go back on his word to the coachman, but seeing his daughter so distraught, he agreed to postpone the ceremony until she'd recovered, got herself to herself, back from recent horrible events. Soon after, Shepherd Lad, we knew we'd see him again, didn't we? Shepherd Lad come to the city. Then he heard from an innkeeper there was to be a royal wedding. The princess was to marry a coachman who'd bravely saved her from the dragon in the swamp. Oh, the news sent him flying into a rage. He marched straight down to the palace and demanded to see king. And when it became before his majesty, he said, what's all this about you rewarding that conniving coachman? He's taking credit for my dog's work, he is. It was this here Pepper that did it for that stinking dragon. The king was outraged at the idea of how much saving the life of the princess. What would you have me do? He asked. Marry me daughter to your dog? I'm not asking for nothing, said the boy. Just don't tell lies, that's all. Yorkshire lads, they're keen on truth. King signalled to his guard, who slung the insolent lad into prison. And that's how, as I said at the beginning of my tale, an innocent lad, and a Yorkshire lad as well, were punished unjustly. But, and I know it wasn't going to be like that, but I'm glad to say he did not rot in jail for very long. Pepper ran off to felt salt and mustard, and just before dawn, 3 dogs came to the prison. Salt brought food for his master, and Mustard wrapped his powerful jaws on bars of the prison cell before tearing him out. Oh, how pleased with their master to see him, and how happy they licked his hands and face like good dogs. Now the boy, the lad I should say, were more angry than ever at his treatment. He marched out of prison and up to the palace. No guard could stop him entering, because Pepper and Mustard growled at him so fiercely, and Salt yapped round their ankles. Most at palace were asleep, but the boy was in no mood to wait for anyone to wake up, not even King. He went directly to the royal bedroom, barged his way in. Pepper jumped onto the chest at snoring Monarch and woke him up with his snarling. The boy drew the curtains to let in the early morning light before going up to bed, shaking an enormous tooth in his hand. Look at you, this fang. It were Pepper what took it from the mouth of the dragon. Now do they believe us? Oh, yes, I believe you, said the king. Only get this creature off me. Gladly, said the lad, who let out a whistle, which Pepper instantly obeyed. Later that morning, the king spoke to his daughter, who confirmed that it were true. She had indeed heard a great deal of barking when the dragon was being slain. Although she'd not been able to see anything from within the carriage because the curtains were drawn and she would hide her face beneath a pillar, she believed the lad's story. Now that she laid her eyes on her true rescuer for the first time, she saw that he was not at all a bad-looking Yorkshire lassie. She'd far rather marry him than ugly coachman. And so it was settled. The coachman went to jail and the lad married the princess and he himself became a prince. Some months went by. When it was almost Christmas, the boy recalled he had a sister. He sent a carriage to Fester so she could share in his good fortune. On Christmas Day, Pepper, the dog, spoke to the lad and said, "Now have you remembered your family? Our work is done." And with that, 3 dogs turned into birds and flew away to find another honest soul who were in need of their faithful service. And that was the story of the 3 dogs, read by me, Uncle Mark. I'll be right. I'll see you later.